Beloved Father, as the morning light quietly unfolds across the earth, I come before you with a heart awake and waiting, breathing in this new beginning as a gift from your hand, knowing that before any sound was formed on my lips, before any thought found its way into my mind, you were already here, steady, present, and full of mercy. I do not rush into this moment, I linger, because my soul longs not just to speak, but to listen, not just to ask, but to receive. This morning is not ordinary to me, because it carries your breath, and I stand at its doorway with reverence, aware that life itself has been renewed once more by your kindness. I thank you for waking me, for guarding my sleep, for sustaining my breath through the night, and for calling me again into the sacred rhythm of trust. I acknowledge that without you I can do nothing. Yet with you all things find their right place, their proper order, and their true meaning. I open my heart to you now, not hiding my weakness, not decorating my words, but bringing myself as I am, knowing you delight in truth in the inward parts. Let this prayer be more than words spoken into the air. Let it be a meeting place, a holy exchange, where my fears are met by your peace, my confusion by your wisdom, and my weariness by your strength. I quiet my spirit before you, letting go of yesterday's weight, releasing regrets, disappointments, and unresolved thoughts, placing them gently into your hands because you are able to carry what I cannot. As the morning stretches forward, I choose to anchor my soul in you, to set my mind not on what may go wrong, but on who you are and who you have always been. Lord, you are my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust, and I rest in the truth spoken long ago, like it is written in Psalm 91, that the one who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And that promise is not distant or symbolic to me now, but alive and near, wrapping around this very moment. I choose to dwell, not to visit briefly, but to remain in your presence, to make my home in you as this day begins. Let your shadow cover me, not as darkness, but as protection, as closeness, as the gentle nearness of a loving father walking beside his child. As I breathe in this morning, I invite your Holy Spirit to fill every part of me, to settle my thoughts, to soften my heart, and to align my will with yours. Guide me before I take my first step, speak to me before I make my first decision, and shape my attitudes before the world has a chance to influence them. I do not want to react to this day. I want to walk through it led, aware, and grounded in truth. Help me to recognize your voice above the noise, your whisper above my worries, and your direction above my own understanding. Teach me again that trust is not passive, but active surrender, a daily choice to lean not on my own insight, but on your eternal wisdom. I bring this day to you in its entirety, not knowing all that it holds, but confident that nothing within it is hidden from your sight. You see the conversations I will have, the responsibilities I will carry, the challenges I will face, and the moments of joy that will unexpectedly appear. Go before me, Lord, preparing the way, smoothing what is rough, strengthening me where the road is steep, and reminding me that I never walk alone. When uncertainty rises, remind me that you are already present in what I fear. When pressure mounts, remind me that your grace is sufficient, and your power is made perfect in weakness. Father, guard my heart this morning. Protect it from bitterness, from anxiety, from impatience, and from the subtle drift that pulls me away from your peace. Help me to respond rather than react, to listen more than I speak, and to carry your gentleness into every interaction. Let my words be seasoned with grace, my actions guided by love, and my intentions shaped by humility. I ask that you would clothe me today with compassion, kindness, patience, and self-control, not as a performance, but as a natural overflow of a heart rooted in you. I surrender my plans to you, even the ones I feel confident about, because I know that true security is not found in preparation alone, but in obedience and trust. Interrupt me if you must. Redirect me if needed. Slow me down when I rush ahead, and draw me closer when I begin to drift. I want this day to reflect your presence, not just in moments of prayer, but in every breath, every step, every choice. Let my work be worship, my service be love, and my endurance be testimony to your faithfulness. Lord, protect me today in ways I cannot see. Guard me from harm, from deception, from discouragement, and from the unseen battles that try to steal joy before it has a chance to take root. Surround me with your angels, not as an abstract idea, but as living proof of your care, just as you have promised your protection to those who trust in you. Cover my mind with truth, so that lies find no place to settle. Cover my body with strength, so that weariness does not overtake me. Cover my spirit with hope, so that even in difficulty, I remain anchored in you. I thank you in advance for the grace you will give me today, for the patience that will rise when I am tested, for the wisdom that will come when I do not know what to do, and for the peace that will guard my heart even when circumstances feel uncertain. I thank you not because everything will be easy, but because you will be with me in everything. Your presence is my greatest assurance, your nearness my deepest comfort, and your love my unshakable foundation. As this morning continues to unfold, help me to remain aware of you, not only in quiet moments, but in movement, in conversation, and in responsibility. Teach me to pause inwardly, to check my heart, to breathe your name when tension rises, and to remember that you are closer than my next breath. Let this awareness shape the tone of my day, grounding me in gratitude rather than complaint, in faith rather than fear, in hope rather than doubt. I offer you my attention today, Lord, in a world that constantly pulls it in every direction. Help me to be present, to notice your hand at work, to recognize small blessings, and to honor you not just with my lips, but with my focus. Keep me from distraction that drains my spirit, and guide me toward what nourishes my soul. Teach me to steward my time wisely, to invest my energy in what matters eternally, and to trust you with what remains unfinished. Father, let this morning prayer set the rhythm for my entire day, like a steady heartbeat of trust beneath every task. Let it remind me who I belong to and where my strength comes from. I choose to begin not with fear of what may come, but with confidence in who walks with me. I choose to begin not with striving, but with surrender, placing my life again into your faithful hands. Speak to me today, Lord, because I am listening, and lead me forward, because my heart is willing to follow. As I lean into that willingness to follow, I feel my heart opening wider, Lord, aware that listening to you is not a single moment, but an ongoing posture I must carry with me. This morning, I do not want to simply acknowledge you and then move on as if your voice were background noise to my plans. I want your word to shape my steps, your truth to inform my decisions, and your presence to steady me when emotions shift or circumstances feel unstable. Teach me how to trust you more deeply, not only when answers come quickly, but also when you invite me to walk by faith without full clarity. I confess that I often want certainty before obedience, but today I choose to reverse that pattern, placing my trust in you even when the path ahead unfolds one step at a time. I remember, Lord, what is written in Proverbs chapter 3, where we are called to trust in you with all our heart and not lean on our own understanding, and to acknowledge you in all our ways so that you will direct our paths. Let that truth move from knowledge into practice within me. When I am tempted to rely solely on logic, past experience, or human advice, gently draw me back to dependence on you. Help me to acknowledge you not only in major decisions, but also in the small, seemingly insignificant moments of this day. knowing that no detail of my life is too small for your care or too ordinary for your involvement. Father, I invite you into my thoughts this morning. Examine them, refine them, and align them with what is true, noble, and life-giving. Where my mind drifts toward worry, replace it with trust. Where it gravitates toward comparison, anchor it in gratitude. Where it rehearses fear, interrupt it with hope. I do not want my inner dialogue to be shaped by pressure or expectation, but by your promises and your character. Let your word rise within me when other voices grow loud, reminding me of who I am in you and whose hands hold my future as the hours of this morning move forward. I ask you to guide my interactions with others. Prepare my heart to see people as you see them, not as obstacles, not as interruptions, but as souls deeply loved by you. Give me eyes that notice when someone needs encouragement, patience, or understanding. Guard me from harshness, from careless words, and from reacting out of frustration or pride. Instead, let my responses be marked by humility and grace, reflecting the kindness you continually show me. Teach me to listen fully, to speak thoughtfully, and to act with compassion, even when it costs me comfort or convenience. Lord, I bring before you the responsibilities that await me today. Some feel heavy, some familiar, some uncertain, but all of them I place into your hands. I ask for wisdom beyond my own ability, clarity beyond my own perspective, and strength beyond my own limits. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me that I do not carry these burdens alone. When I feel confident, remind me to remain dependent on you. Let me work diligently without anxiety, faithfully without striving, and peacefully without apathy. May everything I put my hand to today be done with integrity and excellence, not for recognition, but as an offering to you. Father, protect my heart from discouragement. When things do not go as planned, help me not to interpret setbacks as failures or delays as denial. Teach me to trust your timing, knowing that you see the full picture while I only see a fragment. Remind me that growth often happens quietly, beneath the surface, and that obedience is never wasted, even when results are not immediately visible. Anchor me in the truth that your faithfulness does not depend on my circumstances, but on your unchanging nature. I pause here, Lord, to thank you for your mercy, which is new this morning, just as it is written in Lamentations chapter 3, that your steadfast love never ceases, and your mercies are renewed every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I receive that mercy now, letting it wash over any lingering guilt or shame from yesterday. I accept that I do not have to earn your love today, because it has already been given freely. Let this assurance free me from striving and invite me into confident rest as I move forward. Holy Spirit, stay close to me as this morning unfolds into action. Nudge me when I am about to speak words I might regret. Prompt me when there is an opportunity to choose kindness over indifference. Slow me down when haste would lead me away from wisdom. I welcome your gentle correction and your quiet guidance, trusting that you lead me not to control me, but to protect and mature me. Shape my character today, even through ordinary moments, using every experience as an instrument of transformation. Lord, I ask for protection over my inner life. Guard my peace when unexpected news arrives. Guard my joy when challenges test my endurance. Guard my faith when doubts try to take root. Help me to recognize when I am being pulled toward fear-based thinking, and give me the grace to pause and recenter my trust in you. Let me learn to breathe deeply, to pray silently, and to remember your promises in the midst of movement and responsibility. As I step further into this day, I ask that you would sharpen my spiritual awareness. Help me notice when you are at work, even in subtle ways. Open my eyes to moments of beauty, to answered prayers that might otherwise go unnoticed. and to the quiet strength you provide when I need it most. Let gratitude become my reflex, not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. Teach me to thank you not only after deliverance, but also during the process of waiting and learning. Father, I surrender again my expectations for how this morning should go. Release me from rigid timelines and self-imposed pressure. Help me remain flexible and responsive to your leading, even if it means changing direction or pace. I trust that your plans for me are good, that you are working for my growth and your glory simultaneously. Give me the courage to say yes to what you place before me, and the humility to step back when you call me to wait. I commit my emotions to you today. When joy comes, help me receive it fully and with gratitude. When sadness surfaces, help me not to suppress it, but to bring it honestly before you. When frustration arises, help me process it without letting it harden my heart. Teach me that emotional honesty with you is not weakness, but trust, and that you are not intimidated by my feelings, but ready to meet me within them. Lord, let this morning prayer continue to echo within me as the day progresses. Let it remind me that I began this day in your presence and that I never truly leave it. May this awareness influence how I walk, how I work, how I speak, and how I rest. Keep drawing my attention back to you again and again, so that even in busyness, my spirit remains anchored. I place the next moments, the next decisions, and the next steps into your loving hands, confident that you will continue to lead me forward in peace and truth. Father, as this morning deepens into the fullness of the day, I pray that your light would shine clearly into every corner of my mind, heart, and soul. Illuminate the hidden thoughts, the unspoken fears, and the quiet longings that I may not even recognize within myself. Bring them into your presence so that I can see them in the light of your truth, and let your spirit transform what needs refining. Cleanse my intentions, purify my desires, and shape my motivations so that they align with your will. I do not want my actions to be led by impulse, habit, or selfish ambition, but by a genuine desire to honor you in all that I do. May the lens through which I view the world be filtered through your love, so that even the most ordinary interactions become moments of grace and reflection of your goodness. Lord, I bring before you the uncertainties that linger in my mind. The unknown can often feel heavy, and the unpredictability of life can stir anxiety. But I choose today to place those unknowns into your hands. I trust, as written in Isaiah 41, that you strengthen the weary and uphold the powerless. Let this promise be my shield as I navigate tasks I do not fully understand and situations I cannot control. Grant me discernment to see where my effort is required and patience to wait when it is not. Teach me to move forward in confidence, even when clarity is partial, knowing that you see the full scope of my journey and that you are orchestrating all things for good. As I interact with others today, help me to carry the fragrance of Christ in my presence. Let my words bring encouragement, my tone communicate kindness, and my heart reflect empathy. Teach me to notice when someone is struggling, or when my actions can bring comfort or relief. Help me to act not from obligation, but from a heart fully surrendered to you, recognizing the sacred opportunity in each encounter. Guard me against quick judgment, against unkind assumptions, and against the temptation to impose my own will on others. Instead, fill me with the spirit of gentleness, patience, and understanding that mirrors your infinite grace. Father, guide me in the stewardship of my time today. Help me to prioritize what is eternal over what is temporary, to focus on tasks that reflect your purposes, and to refrain from distractions that sap my energy or scatter my focus. Teach me to balance diligence with rest, action with reflection, and service with reflection. May I approach each responsibility with integrity and joy, seeing even the mundane as a platform for worship when done with a heart oriented toward you. Let my choices today be deliberate, not reactionary, and let every decision reflect my dependence on your wisdom rather than my own understanding. Lord, I lift before you the challenges that may arise this morning, situations that feel overwhelming, conversations that might be tense, tasks that seem insurmountable. All of these I place into your capable hands. Protect me from discouragement when outcomes do not match my expectations, and remind me that success in your eyes is measured not by recognition, but by faithfulness and obedience. When trials come, let me respond with courage and perseverance, not anxiety or despair. Teach me to see difficulties as opportunities for growth, refinement, and a deeper reliance on your power rather than my own. I pray for clarity of thought and purity of spirit, Lord. May my mind not be clouded with worry, doubt, or confusion, but instead be filled with your light and discernment. Teach me to think before I act, to listen before I speak, and to choose your way over my own impulses. Strengthen my character as I face temptations to compromise integrity or to yield to frustration, impatience, or pride. Let your word guide my reasoning, your spirit direct my steps, and your love shape my heart. May every decision, small or significant, reflect your wisdom and grace. Father, I also ask for protection over my emotions today. When disappointment threatens to harden my heart, soften it with your mercy. When joy lifts my spirit, root it in gratitude, not arrogance. When fear whispers, remind me of your constant presence and unfailing care. Teach me to navigate emotional currents with grace and humility, responding in ways that honor you rather than reacting instinctively. Let the peace that surpasses all understanding, which you promise in Philippians 4, guard my heart and mind in Christ Jesus, so that I may remain steady, even when the day challenges me. As I continue to breathe in your presence this morning, let your Spirit cultivate patience within me. Patience with myself when mistakes are made, patience with others when their actions fall short, and patience with circumstances when they do not unfold according to my plans. Remind me that growth is gradual, that change often requires time, and that your timing is perfect. Let patience not be passive waiting, but active trust, a conscious leaning into your faithfulness, even when the outcome is not yet visible. Lord, fill my heart with gratitude as the day begins. Help me to notice the beauty around me, the small blessings that are easy to overlook, and the people you have placed in my life. Let thankfulness be my first response, not my last, so that my perspective is shaped by abundance rather than lack. May gratitude influence how I speak, how I act, and how I relate to others, creating ripples of joy and peace throughout my interactions. Father, I surrender my ambitions and plans to you today. While I have hopes and expectations, I place them into your hands, trusting that your plans are higher and your wisdom deeper. Shape my goals according to your will, align my efforts with your purposes, and redirect me gently if I stray from your path. Remind me that ultimate success is not defined by achievements, but by faithfulness, obedience, and love. Let every step I take today, from the moment I rise to the moment I rest, reflect a life surrendered to your guidance and shaped by your grace. As this morning prayer continues in my heart, Lord, let it remind me that you are not distant, that you walk beside me, and that every breath is sustained by your mercy. Let it settle deeply within me, becoming the foundation upon which I navigate the hours ahead. Teach me to rely on you continually, to listen intently, and to obey willingly, so that this day, though ordinary to the world, is extraordinary in its alignment with your presence May your Spirit continue to whisper your truth, guide my steps, and protect my heart, leading me into the fullness of your peace and blessing. Father, as I stand fully in the awareness of your presence this morning, I pray that your peace would not only settle my mind, but also permeate every corner of my being. Let it flow through my thoughts, calming anxious imaginings and steadying wavering faith. Teach me to rest in the assurance that you are sovereign over all things, and that nothing escapes your notice, nothing surprises you, and nothing overwhelms your power. Remind me that the Creator of the universe, who holds the heavens in place, also holds my life, my day, and every detail within it. Let this truth sink into the deepest chambers of my heart, so that even when challenges arise, I remain unmoved in trust, anchored in the certainty of your care. Lord, I invite your presence to guide my choices from the very first steps of this morning. Let my decisions be inspired by love rather than fear, by humility rather than pride, and by wisdom rather than haste. Where my mind seeks shortcuts or easy solutions, redirect me toward the path of righteousness that aligns with your will. Protect me from distraction and from the subtle pull of self-interest that might lead me away from integrity. Instead, strengthen me to pursue what is good, pleasing, and perfect in your sight, knowing that obedience to you produces fruit that endures far beyond the fleeting successes of this world. As I move through this morning, Lord, help me to embrace a spirit of gratitude. Let my eyes notice the wonders of creation, the kindness of others, and the daily mercies that are so easily overlooked. May thanksgiving rise naturally from my lips as I recall your faithfulness. Just as it is written in Psalm 100, that we should enter your gates with thanksgiving and your courts with praise. Let this attitude of gratefulness not be a superficial ritual, but a deep recognition of your goodness, a constant acknowledgement that every breath, every blessing, and every opportunity flows from your hand. Teach me to cultivate thankfulness in both abundance and scarcity, in joy and in difficulty, trusting that your purposes are always at work. Father, I seek your protection over my spirit, my mind, and my body. Guard me from thoughts that pull me into negativity, from words that harm rather than heal, and from actions that betray the love you have placed within me. Shield me from the subtle snares of anxiety, doubt, and distraction, and keep my focus on you as the source of all strength, wisdom, and joy. Let your angels encamp around me as you have promised, providing unseen guidance, protection, and encouragement in moments I cannot perceive. May I always sense your presence, drawing courage and confidence from knowing that I am never alone. Lord, I bring before you the intentions of my heart today. The plans, desires, and hopes that I hold, both spoken and unspoken, are yours to shape, refine, and align with your will. Teach me to submit these aspirations humbly, releasing my insistence on control and embracing the gentle guidance of your Spirit. Let patience and discernment grow within me, so that I may recognize the timing of your hand and the movement of your Spirit, even when it contrasts with my own expectations. Help me to remain flexible, teachable, and willing to yield to your better understanding of my life's path. As I prepare to engage with the tasks, conversations, and challenges ahead, Lord, let your presence shape my interactions. Grant me the ability to speak words that bring life, to listen with a heart that seeks understanding, and to respond with grace, even when provoked. May I extend the kindness you show me to every person I encounter, reflecting your love in tangible ways. Help me to see beyond appearances, to look into hearts, and to treat others with respect, patience, and compassion, recognizing the divine image in everyone I meet. Let my conduct today be a living testimony of your goodness and mercy, and may my influence point others toward you in both word and deed. Father, Guard me from the temptations that may come my way. Strengthen me to resist shortcuts that compromise integrity, to avoid gossip or careless speech, and to remain steadfast in righteousness even when circumstances encourage compromise. Equip me with the courage to stand firm in truth, the wisdom to discern the subtle lies of the enemy, and the humility to seek your help constantly. Let your Spirit guide me in every choice, reminding me that your strength is made perfect in my weakness, and that through dependence on you, I am empowered to live faithfully and honorably. Lord, I pray for clarity and focus as this morning unfolds. Clear my mind from clutter, distraction, and unnecessary worry. Help me to concentrate on the tasks at hand with diligence, but without anxiety, so that each moment is infused with purpose and mindfulness. Teach me to approach responsibilities with a heart of service, recognizing that even routine duties can be transformed into acts of worship when performed with intention and love. Let your guidance lead my thoughts, words, and actions, so that I may walk this morning with purpose and peace. Father, I ask that you cultivate in me a spirit of humility. Let me recognize that all I accomplish is only by your grace, that every success is ultimately your provision, and that my worth is found not in achievement, but in being loved by you. Teach me to remain teachable, open to correction, and willing to learn, even from small moments and ordinary experiences. Remind me that humility is not weakness, but strength under your direction, and that true greatness is measured by obedience and love, not by recognition or accolades. Shape me to reflect your character, even in subtle, unseen ways. Lord, fill my heart with joy this morning. Let it rise above weariness, uncertainty, or discouragement. Help me to rejoice not only in blessings, but also in your constant presence, trusting that even trials are used by you to refine, strengthen, and teach. Let this joy be visible, influencing those around me with encouragement, hope, and warmth. May laughter, contentment, and gratitude flow naturally from a heart anchored in you, reminding me and others of the goodness of your ways. As this morning prayer continues within me, Lord, let it become more than words. Let it become a posture, a rhythm that guides the way I move through the world today. May my thoughts, speech, and actions be continually influenced by your Spirit, reflecting your wisdom, love, and presence. Let every step I take be deliberate, guided by your hand, and filled with awareness of your nearness. I place this day entirely in your care, confident that you will lead, protect, and bless me as I walk in obedience and faith. Father, as the morning progresses, I pray that your presence would remain vivid and real in my heart. Let me not grow numb to your nearness as tasks pile up, distractions arise, or obligations demand my attention. Instead, teach me to cultivate a continual awareness of you, like a lamp shining steadily in the forefront of my consciousness. Remind me, as written in Psalm 16, that in your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore, and let that truth anchor me when my own emotions or circumstances fluctuate. May this joy not be superficial or fleeting, but a deep, abiding delight that stems from knowing that you are with me, guiding, guarding, and loving me through every detail of this morning. Lord, I ask that you expand my capacity to hear your voice clearly. Often my heart is crowded with my own thoughts, fears, and plans, making it difficult to discern your whispers. Teach me to slow down enough to recognize your direction, to pause long enough to sense your guidance, and to obey promptly when you call. Help me distinguish between my own desires and the leading of your Spirit, remembering that your plans are perfect, your timing flawless, and your wisdom far beyond mine. Let me cultivate sensitivity to your movement, ready to follow where you lead, confident that every step taken with you is secure and fruitful. Father, guide me in my relationships this morning. Let me approach every conversation, every encounter, and every interaction with a heart tuned to your love. Remove any tendency toward impatience, defensiveness, or judgment, and replace it with understanding, compassion, and humility. Help me to see others not as obstacles or inconveniences, but as people you deeply care for, each carrying their own burdens, joys, and needs. Let my presence bring encouragement, my words convey grace, and my actions reflect your goodness, as I seek to mirror Christ in every small moment. Equip me to listen more than I speak, to give before I receive, and to serve without expectation, so that others may experience a glimpse of your love through me. Lord, I lift up the challenges I anticipate this morning, whether they are tasks that feel overwhelming, decisions that seem uncertain, or circumstances that appear beyond my control. I surrender them to you. Protect my heart from anxiety and my mind from worry, reminding me that you are the God who sees the end from the beginning. Help me to rely on your strength rather than my own, and to respond with faith rather than fear. Let each challenge become an opportunity for growth, a chance to lean more fully on you, and a moment to witness your power at work in my life. Father, I pray for clarity in my thoughts and purity in my intentions. Guard me from distraction, confusion, and the subtle deceit of overthinking. Let my mind be calm, my focus sharp, and my reasoning guided by your wisdom. Help me to act with integrity in every choice, whether large or small, remembering that you are present in even the most ordinary moments. Align my desires with your will, that my pursuits today reflect your purposes rather than my own ambitions. May my life today be a living testimony of obedience, faithfulness, and love, grounded in your truth and empowered by your Spirit. Lord, I ask for protection over my emotions. When feelings of frustration, sadness, or fear arise, let your peace guard my heart and mind. Remind me that you are greater than every difficulty, every disappointment, and every uncertainty. Help me to respond to my emotions with wisdom and grace, acknowledging them without allowing them to control my actions or define my perspective. Teach me to rely on your strength to navigate the complexities of my heart, trusting that you are shaping me to reflect your character more fully each day. Father, I pray that your Spirit would cultivate patience and endurance in me. Teach me to wait when I must, to persevere when the path is long, and to remain steadfast when outcomes are not immediately clear. Let patience not be passive, but active trust in your perfect timing and infinite wisdom. Strengthen me to endure trials with grace, to respond to delay with faith rather than frustration, and to carry burdens with humility, knowing that you are working all things together for good for those who love you. Lord, help me to recognize your blessings throughout this morning. Open my eyes to the small miracles, the acts of kindness, and the moments of beauty that often pass unnoticed. Let gratitude rise naturally in my heart for every breath, every encounter, and every provision, remembering that all good gifts come from you. May thankfulness shape my perspective, influence my interactions, and foster a spirit of joy and contentment that radiates your goodness to those around me. Father, I place my plans and ambitions into your hands. Shape them, guide them, and if necessary, redirect them according to your perfect will. Teach me to seek your guidance in every decision, trusting that your wisdom surpasses my understanding. Help me to release control over outcomes, surrendering my insistence on timing or results, and embracing the peace that comes from trusting you completely. May my pursuits today reflect your glory, honor your purposes, and bring blessing to those I encounter. As this morning prayer continues within me, Lord, I pray that it would set the tone for the rest of my day. Let it form the foundation for my actions, my words, and my attitudes, so that everything I do reflects your presence and love. Keep me mindful of you in every task, conversation, and challenge, guiding me with your spirit, protecting me with your power, and filling me with your peace. May this day, though ordinary in appearance, be extraordinary in the depth of my connection with you, my awareness of your guidance, and the joy of walking in your presence. Father, as I continue in the quiet of this morning, I pray that your Spirit would breathe life into every part of me, my mind, my heart, my body, and my soul. Let me not live this day by my own understanding or strength, but wholly in reliance on you, knowing that apart from you I can do nothing, but with you all things are possible. Teach me to cultivate a sensitivity to your leading, to discern your guidance even in subtle ways, and to respond with immediacy and faithfulness. Remind me, Lord, that you are intimately involved in every detail of my life, from the moments that seem mundane to those that carry significant weight, and that nothing escapes your loving oversight. Lord, I lift before you my heart's intentions, desires, and unspoken longings. I ask that you refine them, purify them, and align them with your will. Remove anything that is rooted in pride, selfish ambition, or impatience, and replace it with humility, love, and a desire to honor you above all else. Let my ambitions be shaped not by the fleeting standards of this world, but by the eternal purposes you have set before me. As I take each step this morning, let it be guided by your wisdom, inspired by your Spirit, and sustained by your strength, so that I may walk securely in the path you have prepared. Father, I pray for protection over my interactions today. Guard me from words spoken in haste, thoughts clouded by misunderstanding, and reactions rooted in fear or frustration. Instead, teach me to approach every person I meet with grace, patience, and discernment. Let me be quick to listen and slow to speak, recognizing the value of every encounter as an opportunity to reflect your love. Shape my responses so that they bring encouragement, peace, and hope, demonstrating in small but meaningful ways the reality of your kingdom here on earth. Lord, I ask that you cultivate in me a spirit of steadfast faith. Let me not be swayed by circumstances, unsettled by uncertainty, or overwhelmed by the unknown. Teach me to rely on your promises, confident that what you have spoken is trustworthy and true. Remind me, as written in Hebrews 13, to let your faithfulness be my guide, holding firm to the assurance that you will never leave me, nor forsake me, even when I cannot see the full picture. Let me walk boldly, trusting that your hand is at work in every detail of my day. Father, I lift before you any areas of weakness or vulnerability within me. Strengthen my resolve where I am tempted to compromise. Renew my courage where I feel fear, and give me endurance where weariness threatens to take hold. Let your Spirit equip me to face the trials of this morning with resilience, patience, and hope. May every challenge be transformed into an opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen my trust in you, and a moment to experience your sustaining power in tangible ways. Lord, I pray that this morning would set the rhythm for my day, establishing a foundation of prayer, presence, and purpose. Help me to carry the awareness of you into every activity, every decision, and every relationship. Let my work reflect diligence and integrity, my speech reflect kindness and truth, and my thoughts remain aligned with your wisdom and love. May every breath I take be a conscious act of dependence on you, and may every step I walk be guided by your Spirit. Father, I also ask for joy to be present in my heart as this morning unfolds. Let it not depend on circumstances or outcomes, but on the constant truth of your love and presence. Teach me to rejoice in your faithfulness, to celebrate your provision, and to embrace the beauty of your creation around me. Let joy permeate my thoughts, influence my interactions, and overflow into the lives of those I encounter, becoming a testament to your goodness and grace. Lord, I surrender to you all expectations I may carry for this morning. Release me from the need to control outcomes, to shape every moment, or to achieve according to my own timing. Teach me to rest in your sovereignty, to trust your plans, and to yield gracefully to your guidance. Let me embrace your timing, recognizing that your perspective is perfect and your wisdom infinite. May I learn to walk with patience, understanding that your ways are higher than mine, and your purpose is eternal. Father, as this morning prayer continues within me, let it transform the way I perceive this day. Let it sharpen my spiritual sensitivity, deepen my reliance on you, and enlarge my capacity to experience your presence. May it remain not only in my words, but in the posture of my heart, influencing every thought, action, and choice. Help me to live in continual communion with you, carrying the peace, wisdom, and love you provide into every moment. Let this morning, though ordinary in its unfolding, become extraordinary in the depth of connection I experience with you, in the awareness of your guidance, and in the joy of walking each step with you faithfully by my side. Father, as this morning unfolds further, I pray that your Spirit would saturate my thoughts and actions, infusing them with your wisdom and discernment. Let me not drift through these hours relying on my own understanding, but grant me a constant awareness of your presence, a steady sensitivity to your guidance, and a willing heart to obey wherever you lead. Remind me, Lord, that true strength is found not in my own effort, but in reliance on you, and that every plan I pursue is most fruitful when it aligns with your perfect will. Teach me to pause before reacting, to seek your counsel before deciding, and to reflect your love in every interaction, knowing that my life is a testimony to your goodness. Lord, I lift before you the desires and intentions of my heart this morning. I ask that you examine them, purify them, and shape them according to your perfect will. Remove anything rooted in pride, impatience, or selfish ambition, and replace it with humility, compassion, and a sincere desire to honor you. Let my ambitions be guided by your Spirit, and may every action I take today reflect your love, grace, and faithfulness. Teach me to embrace your timing and your direction, trusting that you know what is best and that you are working all things together for good. Father, I pray for protection over my mind and emotions. Guard me against anxious thoughts, discouraging feelings, and distractions that would pull me away from your peace. Let my mind remain clear, focused, and attentive to your voice, and let my heart be steadfast, confident in your love and provision. Surround me with your presence, Lord, and let it be a shelter in times of uncertainty, a refuge in moments of pressure, and a source of strength when challenges arise. Remind me that your promises are sure, and that I can trust you completely with every detail of my life. Lord, I ask for guidance in all my relationships this morning. Let me speak words that build up, listen with empathy, and act with integrity. Teach me to extend grace even when it is difficult, to forgive readily as you have forgiven me, and to approach every encounter with patience and understanding. Help me to see others through your eyes, recognizing their struggles, needs, and potential, and to respond in ways that reflect your love. May my presence bring encouragement, peace, and hope, and may my actions honor you in ways both seen and unseen. Father, strengthen my resolve to remain faithful and obedient today. Protect me from the temptation to compromise, the lure of shortcuts, and the subtle influences of the world that may lead me away from your path. Teach me to rely fully on your Spirit for guidance, courage, and wisdom, knowing that your power is made perfect in my weakness. Let every choice I make be rooted in your truth, every action be aligned with your will, and every thought be influenced by your love. Help me to walk this morning with integrity, humility, and purpose, reflecting the character of Christ in all that I do. Lord, I pray for clarity and discernment in the decisions I will face. Help me to see situations as you see them, to weigh options with wisdom, and to act with confidence in your guidance. Keep my heart humble, my mind focused, and my intentions pure, so that every decision reflects your will rather than my own desires. Teach me to be attentive to your spirit, sensitive to your promptings, and ready to respond without hesitation, trusting that your plans are always higher and better than mine. Father, I ask that joy and gratitude fill my heart as I move through this morning. Let me rejoice not only in blessings and successes, but also in your presence, faithfulness, and provision, even amid challenges. May thankfulness shape my perspective, influence my interactions, and cultivate a spirit of contentment and peace. Teach me to notice the small gifts you placed before me, to celebrate the beauty of your creation, and to extend this joy to those I encounter, reflecting the reality of your kingdom in tangible ways. Lord, I surrender to you all my expectations, plans, and hopes for this morning. Release me from the need to control outcomes, to force results, or to insist on my own timing. Teach me to trust your sovereignty, embrace your guidance, and walk in alignment with your purposes. Remind me that your perspective is perfect, your timing flawless, and your wisdom infinite. Let me remain patient, teachable, and obedient, confident that your hand is at work in every circumstance and that your presence is sufficient for every need. As this morning prayer continues within me, Lord, I pray that it shapes the tone, direction, and atmosphere of my entire day. Let it influence my thoughts, words, and actions, so that I may walk in alignment with your Spirit and reflect your love in all I do. Keep me mindful of your presence in every situation, guiding my steps, protecting my heart, and strengthening my resolve. May this day, though ordinary in its unfolding, become extraordinary in the depth of communion I experience with you, in the awareness of your guidance, and in the joy of walking faithfully in your presence. Father, as this morning prayer comes to its close, I pause to rest fully in your presence, offering you my heart, my mind, and my will. Let the peace you provide guard me through every moment, the wisdom you give guide every choice, and the love you pour out flow through every action. Strengthen me to walk today in faith, not fear, in obedience, not self-reliance, and in gratitude, not complaint. Help me to carry your presence with me, reflecting your goodness to everyone I meet, and to trust that every step I take is held securely in your hands. Thank you, Lord, for this new day, for your protection, guidance, and blessings, and for the assurance that you are with me now and always, as your word promises that you will never leave me nor forsake me. Lord, I ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.